things in mind too, as you're trying to remain profitable, right? But it does go on to say that the division's view pertains to the following protocol mining activities and transactions. 1, mining covered crypto assets on a proof of work network, and 2, the roles of mining pools and pool operators involved in the protocol mining process, including their roles in connection with the earning and distribution of rewards. Only mining activities undertaken in connection with the following types of protocol mining are addressed, which is solo mining and a mining pool. Now, a solo miner will build their own node and validate transactions through that. So just keep that in mind in general, that if you are solo mining, you have all your own infrastructure. If you're mining through a pool, then you are combining your resources through other people's infrastructure, right? Or using a part of it. Now, Section 2A1 of the Securities Act and Section 3A10 of the Exchange Act each defines the term security by providing a list of various financial instruments, including stock, note, and bond. Because a covered crypto asset does not constitute any of the financial instruments that are specifically enumerated in the definition of security. We conduct our analysis of certain transactions involving covered crypto assets in the context of protocol mining under the investment contract test set forth in the SEC versus Howey, which is the Howey test. And that is used to analyze the arrangements or instruments not listed in those statutory sections based on their economic realities. In evaluating the economic realities of a transaction, the test is whether there is an investment of money in an enterprise premised on a reasonable expectation of profits to be derived from the entrepreneurial or managerial efforts of others. Federal courts since Howey have explained that Howey's efforts of others requirement is satisfied when, quote, the efforts made by those other than the investor are the undeniably significant ones. Those essential managerial efforts which affect the failure or success of the enterprise. Now, this one's important because obviously a lot of people have been a little offended by my statement that essentially fees or developer fees for a cryptocurrency are not a good thing. My premise, of course, I said it a little bit more combative in the manner of, I said, if a cryptocurrency developer decides to put a fee that comes out of the mining rewards, that essentially they don't believe enough in their project for it to be successful. Now, that might not be 100% true, and obviously can be a little bit aggravating to some people. I understand that, but what it did do was get the conversation going. And one of the big things, of course, with adding in a fee to the blockchain that goes to the developers out of the mining rewards is that it does bring into question whether or not that project fails or passes the Howey test. Now, in this particular statement from the SEC, I'm not so sure that any of the cryptocurrencies that derive fees out of the mining reward are in the clear, because if the piece of the mining reward is going to the developer, which is then being utilized to pay for things like essentially exchanges, then, and that is going to be executed by the development team, then there is an argument for the effort of others from that investment to essentially drive the price up, because once it's listed, it will increase demand. Okay. So this is why or this is the number one thing to take into consideration with projects that have fees that come out of the mining reward. Now, I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Show. If you would like to see more from this particular episode, take a look up here. Don't forget to also subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support me directly, you can go to sonofatech.locals.com and become a member. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next Tuesday.